I'm not even gonna do a whole bit about other D&D YouTubers that I think are annoying. The actual worst D&D YouTuber is Dungeons and Discourse. The channel content is lazy, it is full of clickbait, and I genuinely believe that it is actually harmful not only to the general community, but also to individuals within the community. Take this video for example. See the thumbnail? See how long the video is? See the important names on it? Allegations against Matt Mercer and Matt Colville, two very, very, very highly respected men within the D&D community. What are the allegations? Is it sexual? Is it violent? Were they racist, homophobic, any kind of bigotry? Were they stealing money? No. What happened is that some random guy on Twitter said that the Opens game license debacle from probably last year at this point, it's been a while, is going to encourage YouTubers and other people within the community to make their own games or splinter off into other sub communities. Basically the end of the D&D community and just the beginning of a general TTRPG community. And this is Colville's and Mercer's fault. Why? Because Dungeons and Discourse decided to put them in the video. Because they're content creators that are involved within the community, and the community might be fractured and stop being focused entirely upon D&D and instead be focused on other tabletop RPGs. There's no allegations against Colville or Matt Mercer. Just look at these other thumbnails that were made that just make it seem like Matt Mercer is some kind of scumbag, grifter, hyper-exploitative just monster who is constantly embroidered, it doesn't matter, constantly stuck in controversy. And it's not the case. There's insane conspiracy theories about his personal relationship, but that's stupid and doesn't affect anything. But you wouldn't know that based on these videos, which range from 10 to 20 minutes, are filled with vapid non sequiturs, and exist not to inform anyone about any kind of news within the community. It's just to generate revenue for this one person who is just so goddamn obnoxious. The voice, it's like a bad British impression mixed with Stav's Baltimore character from Cumtown, Seth Dickfield's brother or cousin or whatever it was. It sounds like that. It sounds like someone is trying to do 3 different voices at the same time. It's awful. It's a terrible, terrible way of delivering information. And the only reason the clickbait exists is to kind of force people to watch through all of it in case there actually is something important. But the trick is that there never is. Well, actually, there is sometimes, occasionally. Sometimes it's really big, but you would never know because this person is an absolute champ at burying the lead. Sometime last year, Ashley Johnson, the voice actress for Ellie from The Last of Us, and, well, a lot of things. I just mainly know her from the UAF and Omniverse era of Ben 10. She voiced Gwen Tennyson. She also played in Critical Role. She was Pike in the first campaign, Yasha, the barbarian lady, in the second campaign, and then in the third campaign, I haven't watched, but she plays a character named Fern, I guess. I haven't watched the third campaign yet, so I don't know. But last year, this is me just recounting basic information I got from Wikipedia and stuff of that nature, because I don't want to make a lot of claims and assertions because I'm not a scumbag. She broke off her engagement with Brian W. Foster. I believe that's the right name. He was the guy who previously hosted Talks Machina, the post-show, after-show thing they had. And apparently the reason was because he had severe drug issues and would become violent and just was generally abusive and violent to her and then other women that were working at Critical Role, like their company and just like in general. And she got a PFA, or they're in like Texas, so I don't think like a PFA is what they have over there, but a restraining order, a temporary restraining order that was granted. And there was like a lawsuit or something, I don't know. All that matters is that he had behavior that was unacceptable, so he was removed from the program. He's no longer affiliated with any of them. The engagement he had with Ashley Johnson is gone. He is persona non grata, even more so than Orion, because Orion was kind of a scumbag, but he wasn't like a violent scumbag. And I don't really keep up a lot with Critical Role, so when I found out about this, I was kind of shocked, you know? Like anyone who doesn't really pay attention to something and then comes back to it when there's like a drastic change, especially when it reveals that someone who you thought was charismatic and funny, entertaining, was actually like a not very good person. You know, it's upsetting. And, you know, obviously people have talked about it, made YouTube videos talking about it. Dungeons and Discourse made a video talking about it. I'm gonna put a bunch of them up, and I'm going to let you guess which one is the one that talks about this gross abuse that a beloved voice actress allegedly, I say allegedly just because, like, legally, I guess, I don't know, scumbag thing happened to a person someone really likes, and it's very important and influential to the community. So, which video does it talk about that? If you guessed this one here, then obviously you kind of get the idea that the lead was buried. The video is ostensibly about how a lot of videos were deleted from the channel. Why? Because the guy who was in them was violent and a drug addict, and it got so bad that the courts had to get involved. Why wasn't the name of the video Brian W. Foster fired from Critical Role for abuse? Why is it about deleting videos? It's just so scummy and like cynical. It feels like it's not even about clickbait, it's just purely about being deceptive. Like, it's not just to like get views, but it's to get views and to also feel like you've tricked somebody. Like, serious allegations were made against a longtime employee of Critical Role by people within Critical Role, and the thumbnail and title are about just videos getting deleted. But some random guy on Twitter saying that he doesn't like how the D&D community is going to slowly shift to being the tabletop RPG community, and in no way makes reference to Mercer or Colville, involves them having serious allegations against them. It's so exploitative and disrespectful to actual victims of abuse. And I don't really have like emotions like normal people do. I don't really like care, but like logically it makes me frustrated because, like, I know this type of person, that frog-faced, makeup-covered media ghoul who just tries to, like, weasel their way into everything and tries to, like, do this performative progressivism. The kind of person who will complain about how a community isn't supportive or safe enough for women, but then turn around and turn an actual abuse case into an excuse to make this weird running joke about how Travis wore a shirt that was making fun of some, like, Cuban dictator or some shit from, like, 5 years ago. And I hate having to be the guy who, like, has to genuinely, like, care. You know? I kind of want to be, like, a dirtbag, scumbag guy who, like, doesn't take anything seriously and makes fun of everything constantly and has no respect for anyone. But I see people who are supposed to be better not being better, and it frustrates me that I kind of have to rise to the occasion. It's annoying, and it's frustrating, and I hate having to see this person's face in my recommendations, by virtue of just watching tabletop content. It's the socially acceptable version of the, like, anti-woke shit, where it's, like, Neckbeardia or any of those kind of guys just bitching about the generic performative social progressivism of most modern companies, failing to realize that that's just kind of how capitalism works. You have to cast a wide net, and you never exactly go back, because it's in vogue to be progressive, so they have to pretend to be. I don't even know how I'm gonna end this. I might make that video talking about that terrible shield hero video, because that's something that's terrible but not actually harmful. And also I'm working on a video talking about how Find Traps is actually a pretty good spell, so hopefully those are out. I just wanted to make this video because I know it'd be easy to make. I don't even have a script for it. I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head, which is what I always do, and just give my thoughts on it, because it's just, the behavior is unexcusable. So, thanks for watching and or listening. I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to get any better.